You Africans, please listen to me as Africans. And you non-Africans, listen to me with open mind.
Friends know that.
So-
We watched Lifetime in Nigeria
So
too.
they decided they wanted to do a documentary on R. Kelly and on all his victims. The way they start out the documentary is they start about the fact that R. Kelly was abused growing up, right, as a
Right.
child. I think there was a family member that
His
raped him.
sister.
Well, we
older
found out
sister.
later, but they don't say it on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
documentary
yeah,
who it is.
yeah.
His what do you mean? His little sister, older
His
sister,
older
sister.
sister, that's what I said.
molested him
And
his brother.
and did
Right.
all sorts of things. And they said
Nasty
males too might have done something to them or something. I don't know, but
There's just a lot of abuse.
But basically, the way they're framing it up is okay. Like from early on, this guy was already kind of like messed up
Yeah.
already, right?
Abuse people abuse. Well,
But then,
not all.
But then,
a lot of abuse people abuse other
but then he
people.
grows up and he
Continues
takes to
the-
music, right? He's not really doing that well in school. He can
Right.
barely read
Apparently,
and
he
write.
still can't. He
He
has
can barely
learning
read and write.
disabilities.
But there was something that he took to, and that was music. He couldn't even read music, but he could just
can
hear
see
it
it and
and
hear
play
it.
it. And he turned out to be this music, even from a young child. Like he was like a prodigy. They were like, this guy is great or whatnot. And he's growing up, and through high school, and his music keeps doing well. I think
And his
that-
music teacher loved him. She
he-
recognized the talent
yes,
in him.
like the music teacher
I saw
knew,
some. I just
knew
couldn't
from the
watch
get go
the
that
whole
this
thing.
guy
It
is
was
going to
just
be great.
crazy for
That's
me.
how good he was, right? He gets out of high school. He's doing his thing. He has his first hit song. His first hit song, which was well, it was a Bump and Grind.
Wasn't it?
I don't
I
see.
think so.
Yeah,
Okay, wrong.
yeah. I think it was. He had his first hit song, and he's blowing up. They're seeing this
Actually,
guy.
no. Wasn't he with a group at one point?
Yeah, he was with a group
Yeah,
initially. I think.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think they had done a competition and they
And
won
they
the competition,
yeah.
and
that's
his name was
that's
out
what
there.
got him really.
But then they're talking about how even through this time he's in his 20s. This guy will still go to high schools to go pick
And
up girls,
hang out
with girls
at high school.
15-year-old girls. He had dancers. He would have his dancers, 15-year-old, 16-year-old dancers to go pick up more high school
their
girls,
friends,
right?
basically bring their friends.
And they're
over.
chronicling this thing, and it first starts out like that, and before you know it, by the time you get to the end of the docu-series, there's like almost 20 girls allegedly that he might have allegedly, I have to
Are
say
these
allegedly.
the girls that came out, or people just alleging?
Oh,
so-
no, the girls spoke themselves.
a lot of the girls spoke themselves, right? But the two main ones that we know that were underage for a fact that we know documented was, the first one was Aaliyah. He met Aaliyah, right?
She was 14.
She was 14
I think
or
I
so.
Dame Dash talk about that.
She was 14 or so. And basically they found out somehow that these guys got married. And she was claiming she was 18 on her marriage certificate.
Yeah, the person that forged the papers spoke now. Can you
Ain't that
imagine?
something?
Yeah, that's creepy.
He married a 15-year-old and he was in his 20s,
Yeah, you
right?
guys are weirdo though.
The parents found out. Apparently they annulled the marriage very quickly.
Whose parents?
Her
Aaliyah's
parents.
parents. But up until today, they still deny
That
that
it happened.
anything happened between them, which is weird.
I mean, of course, they're trying to protect their daughter's
Now,
legacy.
and so that
I
happened.
understand,
So that
kind
happened.
of.
So the reason why I'm trying to chronicle this is that happened, and the black community just kind of just got over it eventually, right? They
I feel
don't.
like people didn't know as much.
Yeah,
People knew kind of.
information.
Isn't
The
that that's
information
what
didn't really.
that's what this guy was saying on that stuff with Nakana now? Damn, that he
But
didn't
people
like that
knew.
Jay was
We'll
So
get
the
there.
thing
we'll get there.
is, I feel like it's more obvious now because social media
Yes.
is out there. Information
Yes.
is at our fingertips
Yes.
every day.
Yes.
Back then, you had to pick up Ebony to read
and
about
that's
it.
if
Like,
they
was-
even found out to write it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
it came out, it's in Ebony. How many people read Ebony? And
Yeah, but
stuff?
that's
so,
even back then. People weren't as willing to even come out to talk anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if something
that
happened
too.
in this
Yeah.
room now,
There was some weird stuff that happened where back then he and a 15-year-old Aaliyah came out matching
the
clothes
interview, yeah.
for an interview, and they asked them pointedly, "Are you guys seeing?"
And
at that point they didn't know her real age. At that point they asked, "Are you guys?"
She
seeing
didn't
each
even
other?
say her age. I saw that interview.
Yeah,
And she
they
was being
asked them-
coy
she was
about
being
her
coy.
age.
They now said, like, what's going on with you guys? And
And
they
she said he's my buddy or something
we're
like
best
that.
friends
Like best friends.
or something like that.
I love this dude.
But
and
you see,
that's
that
it.
happened. We glossed over that. Fast forward to was it like 2000, around the 2000, early 2000s, a tape came out of R. Kelly, sex tape, I saw the
But
tape
everybody
when I
has seen
was.
that tape.
I
now.
saw.
Oh, you've seen the tape?
Everyone saw it.
I saw the
in
tape back
day.
then.
Yeah.
Back
Yes,
then, right?
Yeah. We
But
all-
this
well,
is
maybe not
but
we all.
the reason why
A lot of people
I'm trying
did.
to this is the second time is that we know that this guy already
I'm
has a
even trying
history.
to understand how that tape circulated back then. So
I don't know,
Somebody
but
leaked it,
apparently
not
it was
me.
one of the biggest sex tape, celebrity sex tapes.
That's
out
actually
there.
child porn.
no,
Let's
I'm
not-
saying how did he even leak
Let's
in
not
Nigeria
call it
around
sex
Nigeria?
tape.
So.
Let's call it what it was. It was child pornography.
And this girl, we know for a fact, was 15 in the video. She
Yes.
even looked it. I remember seeing it was a weird tape. And he got taken to court, and I guess because the girl didn't want to cooperate.
She didn't cooperate. Only
She
one
didn't
person
wanna
came out
cooperate.
and said she was part of. She actually had sex with them too. Was
Yes.
the other girl, but her credibility wasn't that great.
Yes.
They made her look like a liar.
Yes.
So people didn't believe her.
Yes.
That was the only way. And then the R. Kelly said, of course, it's not him.
Yes.
The girl said it wasn't her.
Yes.
So there was no way he would have. They
Basically,
didn't, that's
yeah.
why. That's why he
Basically,
wasn't
then-
found guilty.
And then even the uncle of the girl denied that.
Yeah. And
so,
apparently, not even apparently, the girl still lives with R. Kelly.
yes.
Till today.
So, fast forward, that happens. He gets off. R. Kelly releases songs
Not
talking about not
guilty.
guilty.
Can you imagine?
That's the one with Jay, no?
Yeah.
Listen, people are glossing over this thing, and again, I
Who's
think
glossing over it? No one's glossing
the
over it.
African community moved on from what
Well,
happened.
back
American.
then.
Yes.
African
Yeah.
American,
And-
African.
The African American community. But I think the point I'm trying to make is that we either people forgave him or people just overlooked it, or I think part of it is also information wasn't
As right in our faces.
in our
as
faces
yeah, back
as
then.
it is now.
Right.
So these are some of the factors because people, I keep
Also,
I
there's
keep,
a factor.
I keep seeing people.
Hold on before you come. There's a factor that comes with you don't want to be the person who's not outraged by it. Like when everybody's
Yes.
now on social media, when everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is
Yes.
disgusting." Some people really don't feel it is, but you don't want to be that
Yes.
person. So now you act like you are. So back then, you'll have probably gotten away with
So I think there are multiple
there are
factors as
different,
to
yeah.
why this thing is
social
suddenly
media.
blowing up
Internet
now.
is the reason why.
And that's kind of
Yeah.
what I want to have like I want to kind of get an understanding of what exactly is causing, because we've all known this, for a while,
To
right?
an extent. It makes it
To an
worse.
extent, yes.
He called
when-
himself the Pied Piper, right?
to an extent, yeah.
He was dropping hints.
His songs
look
always
back-
have something in them about them.
You look back at the Aaliyah's hit song, the one that she used to come out with,
Agent Nothing But a Number.
He
He
wrote it for
wrote
her.
the song just to find their relationship. It's just.
But part of what this documentary reveals that wasn't really so clear before was that some of the other songs he had done
yeah.
Had
were
alternate meanings.
inspired.
Right,
He
by
wrote a
all
song for
this-
Michael Jackson,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
Are Not
no,
Alone, I Am Here With You. It turns out he wrote that song after one of his
People got an
very,
abortion.
very young, I don't know if she was underage. I have to say allegedly because it's a legal thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's you,
phone?
Corey.
Oh,
Corey.
shit.
Dude, just put your phone on silent or whatever, man.
Right, why didn't you put on vibrate or something?
And he still didn't do it, so they're gonna call him back.
Don't worry.
Anyway, Corey,
Yes.
everyone's phone should be on vibrate.
Sorry.
Yeah, so the girl had an abortion, and that was his song to console her, basically.
Yes.
So
Saying-
that's why I have to say something. That's why I feel like you can't listen to R. Kelly because every song out there is
wait,
inspired.
wait,
Let me finish.
so-
Let me finish. Most of his, I can't say every. Most of his songs have something to do with the abuse and the way he was living.
How do you determine most of his songs?
I
That's
said-
number one. Number
Well-
two. Okay. Let's say you are going to follow your rule. Are you going to stop listening to Michael Jackson too?
I don't listen to Michael Jackson, actually.
Are you going
I
to
really
stop
don't.
listening to everybody? All the songs.
But-
Hey,
but-
wait.
but-
The songs the
I
Dream
was-
wrote for Beyonce. Do you know what the meaning was behind when he was writing the song?
Who's the dream?
Isn't it the Dream? Yeah. Now, do you know the meaning behind any of
But
some of this? You
a lot
can't-
of
you
them
can't
are
say-
not. R. Kelly
You can
is on a
say
different,
now that we know
now that we
the
exactly
meaning
that's what I'm saying.
ahead.
R.
but-
Kelly as him as the monster that he is. I'm sorry, R. Kelly is a monster. He put these girls in lockup. They couldn't do anything without him saying so. They had a bucket that they had to poop in.
So let me ask you something.
What?
So,
I'm sorry.
Can
I can't
can
get
I ask
with
you something?
that.
Can I ask you something? If the girls now, I guess the debate is whether the girls were underage or not, right? Now, if the girls weren't underage, right?
They were.
Let
They were
me
under 18.
It was because some were 17.
That's
And-
still
and-
under 18. That's underage.
Yeah, but then no, it's not underage in
Age of
Chica- in
consent.
age of
Chicago.
consent and
Yeah.
underage, two different things. But continue.
So what's
What's the
underage?
difference?
Underage is when you're not legal, 18.
No, but you're
Yes,
underage. Okay,
underage.
when they say you're underage for liquor, but you're still legal now.
So what do you mean by underage?
At 21, you're
Age of
underage
consent
for
is whether
drink.
you're
Yeah, it's age of
underage or
consent
not.
is what matters in this situation.
Legally.
Okay,
But I'm
okay.
talking
Legally.
from a legal.
Okay,
Yeah, the legal
okay.
system. Yeah.
So my own thing is this, right? If it turns out, which is very unlikely, but let's just say it turns out
They were
because
all
I feel
legal.
like he was always towing the line.
Between-
At some
yeah.
point,
Yeah,
he would
he knew.
he would-
He
Okay,
got
go.
he would
smarter
target
as he went.
target
yeah.
girls when they were 15, 16, keep relationships with
Until
them.
they
He
turn
groomed
17.
them. That's
groomed
yeah, he
them.
groomed
Ask your
them.
question.
So my question is, if it turns out that these women willingly entered into these sex cult situations with him, because
At the legal age of
at the
consent.
legal age of consent, what do you have to say about that?
What do you mean?
I mean, they're all free.
From
they're
a
all
legal
nasty.
perspective,
That means we just can't we can persecute him legally.
He found a
But-
loophole.
Right,
That-
he
that's
found
what
a
happened.
loophole. Yeah,
Yes.
but that doesn't mean you still support him.
so but then
my question-
how
wait,
but
my
how
question is
would
why
how
would you
would that
support him?
change your support for him?
Yeah, why wouldn't that support- if they were
If they
legal?
were legal,
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to.
They were
understand.
illegal.
Why would you
meaning-
support him? They were
but
age
the
of
way-
consent.
No, but a lot of them. Did you watch the? You
No,
didn't watch
no.
it?
Corey is asking a hypothetical situation.
Yes.
Like he doesn't have facts, so he's just saying.
Right. I feel like that's why they can't prosecute him legally. But that doesn't mean I have to support him. The way he treated them. I saw some of the girls talking. They were traumatized.
Yes.
He had sex with underage girls who were not legal by legal terms. Aliyah wasn't legal.
Yes.
When
and
he
that's why I pointed out those
so
two.
even
Yeah,
if-
Aliyah and the girl in
and
the
the
sex
other
tape.
girl,
Yes.
right? I can't support R. Kelly. I'm sorry. What? He's a monster. The way he treated these girls.
And I
then-
respect that. I respect that.
And I saw I guess I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw different parts. He was going to pay his brother to take the rap for him for the video.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
That's a mission of guilt right there. You're going to pay him 100,000 and give him a music career.
I think we can all agree that there's a there's most likely R. Kelly is a
He's a monster.
Is a predator that
Yes,
that
yes.
preys on little girls.
Little girls.
And
that's all I
And there's
need.
evidence that he molested a child.
Yes.
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 But
that's
here-
all I need.
I guess
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
and that's fine, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But I guess where I draw the line is when people start to tell you whether you can listen to him or not.
Because
I think
Okay.
it all boils down to whatever
Whatever-
your
what-
own,
what
your
you
own
want.
that's
moral
you.
compass
right,
is.
right, and
Yes.
right, and I feel like the way that reason I would say you shouldn't listen to him is because the money he made from that music that you still supporting
Yeah.
is how he was able to get away with all the stuff he's getting away with.
So are you-
know
are
that
you
he
arguing
has-
that-
Let me. He has. People in the legal system that would tip him off. You know that, right?
Yes.
And that he get away with that because he has the money. You, an average Joe, can't get away with that because you don't have anything.
But
there.
it's not fair to tell someone that because you listen to someone you're part of,
supporting.
You're supporting.
That is
or you're-
supporting,
or
though.
you're-
Because
no,
I
no,
feel
no.
like
That is
because I feel
Okay,
like
so what if all the
Uh-huh.
R. Kelly songs I have, I bought it?
Huh?
I've already bought it. It's free. I'm not streaming it. I'm-
Okay, but if you can in your mind,
I have a CD in my
if
car.
your
I'm just saying I have a
conscience-
CD in my
yeah,
car.
if your conscience
or I
can
have
let
Spotify.
you,
Or I have
then go
Spotify,
ahead.
exactly.
But he's getting
And
money
I pay
from
the same
stream
$10
and
now.
I pay the same $10
But you know
regardless.
the stream, he
Okay,
gets
but let's
money from
take away the
streaming.
stream. Let's just say I have a hypothetical situation.
You
I
have a
have,
CD.
I already
I
have
have,
the CDs.
Well, that's
R&B.
on you, I guess. I can't tell you what to do.
What's
That's
that?
on you.
TP2. I mean, what's that
What's
album they had?
Oh, yeah.
TB2.com.
TP2.com. I have it in my car, and
And that's you. That's on you.
Was that- am I
But I'm
supporting-
still
I'm
gonna
just
judge
saying.
you. That's
I think,
all.
I think that's
you can
where
do whatever
I
you
think
want.
that's where it's a slippery slope. I think where I draw the line is when you start calling
So here-
calling people that choose to listen
To him?
music that's
So,
already out
Corey,
there. Let me
go
finish.
on.
When you start saying that, by listening to them, you are supporting
You are
his
supporting.
child molesting
You
ways.
are,
I think
Corey.
that's where it gets a little bit gray.
But-
and this
you
is why
are,
I
though.
said
How
this
is
is what I
it
said.
a little great?
You are
Because-
asking that why is there an outrage, and I said it's because of things like this. Because people who genuinely like the guy still,
Yes.
when you start seeing everybody else come
Why,
on,
why,
Twitter,
how
like,
do you like the guy
hold
still,
on, hold
though?
on,
After
hold
you find out
on.
all the
Just
stuff he's
hold
done.
on. At the end of the day,
Some people have known.
Some people
long
have
before.
known. You know, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
That
Like people
doesn't-
have
that
known this
doesn't
thing.
show
People
well
were
about
listening.
your moral
Hold on.
character, though.
Corey.
What?
We're in a situation now that because this thing has blown up on the internet, some people that have known about this and still listen to him, they don't want. Like, you can't be driving on the street again saying you want to still play R. Kelly. People who used to go to the club and enjoy R. Kelly and still enjoy it in their house.
People
You
are
might be in
still
the
do.
club
He had a
and the
concert
DJ
not too
plays
long
it and
ago.
everybody starts booing just because you want to feel. So that also plays a part in the outrage because you don't want to seem like the guy or the girl who. Personally, I've always been a fan of R. Kelly's music, and I've always said
was
it.
too.
I've always said it that stepping in with love is like what and I've always
The
said
memories it brought
that
back,
yes,
but
yes,
I
and I've always said
cannot
that the last time
anymore.
his
I'm
name
sorry.
came up, I think you were saying, and I was like, I still stream him. I haven't seen his documentary yet. I haven't streamed R. Kelly or listened to R. Kelly in a long time. But
I
sure,
definitely haven't listened to his new shit.
I haven't listened
Yeah,
to new shit.
to any
Anything
of
I
his
listen to
new
He
is
has
old.
something. He has new stuff.
Yeah,
He's always has,
released
he still
something 2
release
weeks
stuff.
ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
He still has
Yeah,
new stuff.
he said born to my music.
No, he still has. But
guy
the
is
old,
such an arrogant
And
the
that's what
old.
I'm saying. Like he has.
No, but
such
I've listened to the old
'Cause
stuff earlier.
Nothing's
But
happening to him. That's
I'm
why he
gonna
has such
obviously have a
arrogance.
decision. The next time I feel like I want to listen to RK's music, I will have a decision to make and
Yeah,
say,
and think
do I want
twice.
to?
You
I'm
wanna
not yet
support
there
a
yet.
child
It's not
molester
supporting.
and
If I
rapist.
press
No,
play,
I
it's
don't-
not
That is
supporting.
supporting.
It is not supporting if
Yes,
I
it
press
is.
play
If you're
because
streaming his
you
music,
do you want
you
to know what?
What?
You do not know. I just asked you. You said, "Oh, R. Kelly listening." I just asked you. I said, "Do you know most of the songs the Dream wrote for Beyonce? Do you know what the real meaning was behind?"
It's
You
not
don't
about
know.
the meaning.
So, but you just brought
can I
up and
finish?
said,
it's not
okay,
about
what
the
else is it
meaning.
now?
It's about you're giving him money.
But I just told you if I have the
How are
CD
you
already,
giving
or
him
you
well,
have it on
I
my
guess if you have
iTunes
the
already.
CD, that's I guess
What's the
different.
difference?
But if you're streaming it, that's
I'm not streaming it a billion times a
It
day.
doesn't matter. Every stream counts, doesn't it?
Okay.
No,
Every stream
I
counts.
don't. I disagree. I get where you're coming from, and I applaud you for taking your moral stance. I just don't necessarily ascribe to this stance of
If you press play like this,
the minute
once
you
you press
enjoy
play, yeah,
music that you enjoyed,
you enjoyed long before, yeah.
Before you
Come
knew,
on.
To me,
but now
to
that
me-
you know,
to me, there's a bit of hypocrisy in
What's
saying that.
hypocrisy
And
about
you
it?
know what? My own thing is, it's a very slippery slope because then that means we have to start looking at
Every single and
and
do you want to know
that's
something?
okay. What's wrong with
Do you know that even though you are not
It's
alone, even though you are not
exhausting.
alone, might have been for the girl not being alone. Do you know what that song means to so many other people in
Right.
different aspects? You make music
Definitely
mean
a
what
lot
it
meant
means to you.
Something to me
I
too,
believe I can fly.
actually.
Exactly. Do you
all
know?
of
Do you,
them meant
how
something
many
to me
people
as well.
that song has inspired?
do you understand? So that's
Okay.
if it means as long as it doesn't mean what that is to you.
But the fact
Let-
that
No,
I'm
you
sorry,
cannot-
no.
no,
The
you
fact that
can't
he
tell
is making
people-
money when you
Then
stream
you
his
have-
music,
is what-
that's all that
Okay,
matters.
so what we're
That's where
saying
I
is
draw
that
the
if you
line.
have his CD in the
I
car,
guess if
and you have it already
your
on your
conscience
your
will let
your
you
apps.
go ahead, I guess.
what is-
but if your conscience will let you support a child molester and a rapist,
how is this support if I
that
press
is
play for something I already
supporting
bought?
him.
If I've already bought
that
it,
is supporting.
Okay.
Every
If I've
time you
so
every
if-
time you play someone's music that you're a fan of, you're supporting them. That's what that means.
do you know there's
You know
something
that's what
there's
that means,
something
right?
that there's something that I saw one time on Twitter, someone's bio. It said my retweets does not mean support.
So what does it mean?
It's just something I miss. Hey, everybody come and see this one.
That's not what you
but
playing
but
the
I'm just
music
saying that
means, though.
sometimes it
When you
doesn't mean
play
that I
someone's
agree. No,
music,
no.
You're supporting
It's-
them as an artist.
You can take
You know that, right?
What support?
If I support you, I'm gonna play your music.
So you
as
stop playing Michael Jackson.
She
I
said she
haven't,
never
played, I haven't
listened to
played
it.
in a minute. It's been a long time,
So
actually.
you're
So-
also
so
not
from today,
supporting
you're not going to
Michael
listen to
Jackson.
Michael
No.
Jackson.
Okay,
If
how
it
about,
comes out, let me finish.
Who else? Who else?
So
And
there's been
also-
some allegations
Who else?
about Jay-Z.
Jay Z. You
Cut
don't
it
listen
off.
to Jay Z.
But
I mean, it's not confirmed. It's not
Exactly, it's not confirmed.
Okay, so-
when it's
so when
confirmed,
it's
I'm
Wait,
not gonna, I'm not gonna go around
Did they
supporting
confirm?
him.
Did they confirm the "You're Not Alone"?
No. It's not about each song. I can't.
I know, but
pick
they
and
didn't
choose.
confirm. They didn't confirm it, right? It's just an allegation.
it's that-
Exactly.
it's all an
So
allegation.
the-
Why are you
wait.
picking
Them
and
just
choosing? It's R. Kelly.
wait.
I'm
Them
sorry,
just
what?
said on the stuff with that he got mad at Jay because, dude, RK did all this shit earlier, and you're
Please,
still out
who,
here.
Them
Wait,
Dash?
hold
Them Dash
on,
can't
hold on,
speak either.
hold on
So
now.
what?
And he's like, Jay supposedly, quote unquote, knew about it. You go to On the Run every year.
Okay.
So is that not enough for you to boycott Jay Z?
I'm not boycott because it hasn't been confirmed.
As
But if it's
you are not alone being confirmed.
Okay, how about this?
Has it been
You can't pick
confirmed?
and
How about-
choose. I'm talking about
I'll
R.
tell you one
Kelly
that
as
has
an
been
artist.
confirmed.
No, but you told
I'll
me
tell
you
you
are
one
not
that's been
alone.
confirmed. Russell Simmons got with his first wife. She was 16 years old.
Okay. Right.
Russell Simmons started Def Jam.
Def Jam, yeah.
Are you going to boycott every
Every
music
music.
that
That's
has
not
come out
the
of
same.
Def
I'm sorry.
You are the one
That's
that's
not
now
the
picking
same.
and choosing.
No.
It's a slippery
That's
slope.
not
It's
the
a-
same
yeah.
thing, though. R.
you wanna
Kelly
know-
as
no,
an artist.
no,
I'm
Yeti,
sorry.
you
Okay,
are-
I mean,
R.
Yeti.
Kelly
Okay,
as
I-
an artist, every song R. Kelly has sang, I'm not listening to.
Okay, fair.
That's it.
Fair.
And if you
But you
do,
just said you're
that's on
boycotting
you.
Michael Jackson also.
Every song he sang too. Yes.
Why?
Because he raped little boys, didn't
Okay,
he?
so it doesn't have to do
and
with R.
apparently
Kelly.
there's a documentary that's
That's
coming
coming
that's
out.
coming
out.
out, yeah.
Right.
So
I'm sorry, there are problematic artists
I wanna
out there,
talk about,
and I'm not
I want to talk
supporting
about
them.
what this is doing in the black community because the black community is torn right now. Have you guys been seeing the fights?
dude,
Yeah.
I think
So it's almost like anyone that even dares to come after.
That's what I'm
any
saying.
celebrity that dares to come after R. Kelly, they're coming for that.
So,
celebrity.
Wait,
here's
what
the
do you mean
thing.
come after? Like,
So they showed Joe Budden, for instance, in the video talking about how
right,
right.
messed
And
up
John
R. Kelly
Legend and
is.
all them
You know what they
people,
did?
right.
They brought up
his-
all
yeah,
these
his own,
allegations.
And but
Charlemagne
they're
too.
proven.
Charlemagne too.
But see,
They
that's the
brought
thing. We
up all
can't
these
do that.
allegations.
But wait.
Jay-Z didn't even
But
say
see,
anything.
yeah.
They're already
None
bringing up
of those
allegations.
they're allegations.
Yes.
They're not proven. moving.
Okay, let me just tell you what to do.
Two different things.
What you should do is do what you feel is right.
And that's what I said that. If
if
your
you-
moral
if you want
compass
to-
will
it's not
let
about-
you
it's not
support
about
a
moral compass
rapist,
or not.
that is what it is.
You're talking what defines support, and I just give you the
Support
example
is
is that
playing.
if in
If I don't support you, I'm not
2002
playing your song.
If in 2002 I took my last, I don't remember what year it was, but I took my last $10 and bought TP2 album, and I still have it in my
When
car.
you play someone's music, that's
Are you telling me that
supporting
I'm
them.
not
You know
allowed to
that,
play
right?
that anymore because of what happened? I'm just saying.
For me, yes.
For you,
Yes.
Okay.
If
Corey, do you
you know that
feel the same
you know
way?
what support means, right?
You don't, you know,
If
I don't.
you-
I don't do all this canceling stuff. I've
That's
never
not
done
canceling.
it.
That's supporting
I've
a
never done
known.
cancel.
How is something you've already paid
Child
for
predator.
supporting anymore
That
that you
is
have?
support.
It's just like
Ah,
okay, the
what
people that
are you
okay,
saying?
sorry.
That's what support is.
Okay, you're giving him more money, right?
It's not about giving him money. You support him by playing someone's music. If somebody's listening to
It's
our
not-
podcast, is
I
supporting
see-
us.
You see, my own music listening experience
It's
more-
different.
More than
What's
just,
the
It's more than
it's
just
the
yeah,
art.
the art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's about the art itself.
yeah,
for
it's
me.
the art itself. That's how I feel.
But
And
that's
the art is
but that's
tied to the
how I-
artist.
But that's how I interpret.
Yeah,
it.
The
so if
artist
I
tied to the
say it that
artist,
way,
especially in this case, because he made his money from the art, and the money is what made him untouchable.
music is a very funny thing. Hold
You're
on.
purposely not trying to listen to that part I'm saying.
No,
It's
hold
like
on,
you're
hold on,
ignoring
hold on.
that
No,
part.
music. Do you know that music is a very funny thing? You know how many people have not committed suicide because of music? How many people have changed their life
That's
around because of
fine.
music?
Okay.
And then you tell them that same song meant something else, even though to them that's not what it means. And you're
But
telling them
I'm
that, well,
sorry,
you
there
can't
were a
listen
lot
to
of
that
songs that
song.
meant a lot to me too. R. Kelly meant a lot to me. High
let's just
school
chill out.
was
Let's just
R.
chill out.
Kelly.
So basically,
Like,
this is how I
all
say
my
to
high school
this is
was
how I
R.
say
Kelly.
Yeti.
That
Yeti's ready
doesn't-
to
I'm
cancel
not.
everybody as long as
If
once
you are
something
depraved
come out.
monster, yes, I'm canceling you. What?
I respect. Look. Here's the thing. I respect
A
you for your
14-year-old.
stance.
He
My only
made
thing
people
is
get
that at some
abortions. He
point-
locked them up.
my
He
only thing is
abused
that-
them.
my only thing-
How can you support such a person like that?
This
I
word of support you keep
That is
using.
support, Wale. If you listen to my music, if you buy my clothes or whatever, if you wear it, you're supporting me.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. Let's move on.
Even if I
from
give it to
this.
you for free,
so
you're
let's
supporting
So
me.
let's move on.
So you
from
agree with
this.
those guys that were burning like Nike shoes and stuff like that?
That's not the same thing.
Wow.
So
Really?
let's
Nike
move
did
on from
what
this.
They didn't like.
I
now.
mean, yeah, that's good
So
for them.
let's move on
That's
from
what they
this.
want to do. They're not supporting
I
Nike
have
anymore. Go
there's
ahead.
I have a new segment that I want to introduce. Heroes and
Wait,
villains is still
before you
coming
do
back.
that,
oh.
and let's put it out there because this thing it's painting a picture here.
Yes.
In no way is Smiling Suffer podcast saying what R. Kelly did
Of course not.
is good.
Of
But
course
what
not.
2/3 of the podcast is saying,
Yes.
that's Corey and I, is that we found a way to kind of take the artist out of the art. And like I said, I'm not out there playing R. Kelly every day, but I do like some of his music. And like I said, I've not yet to listen to it in a while, but I feel like obviously a day will come maybe when it comes up on my playlist or I just feel like listening to it and I will make a decision at that point. But as I am right now, if I
Watch
saw
the
you
documentary
playing,
first.
if I haven't seen it yet, so
Exactly.
maybe until then.
watched the whole
I
thing.
haven't seen it.
I watched
But
it.
I feel like if I saw you playing R. Kelly's music in a car, I'm not going to
I'm
look
gonna
at
judge
you
the
and
fuck
say,
out of you. I'm sorry.
you know,
I will judge the
I feel
fuck
like
out
that's
of
what
you.
you want to do with your life.
I
Do you understand
will
what I'm saying?
judge the
Same thing
fuck
with
out
Michael
of you.
Jackson. Now, Yeti's one is no as far as because of what has come out.
Yes.
Now,
Even, like that's
and
not
if
enough.
it comes, and she's well, it's not going to happen.
For
But
me,
she's saying if
there's
it
just
happens
some
to
songs.
Jay
There's
or
some timeless R. Kelly songs that
They
they'll
are,
never
but I'm
leave
sorry,
my
I can't-
playlist.
I-
They just
actually-
never will. I Believe I Can Fly. What?
See,
even world's greatest.
R. Kelly had bops, of course. I'm not denying that, but after all the things that we know about him,
I respect your decision. I respect your decision. I think,
We have to draw
but
a
I think
line.
you just also have to respect other people's decision that can
yeah,
that can
good for
choose to
you.
separate the art from the music too.
Good for you.
And that's all well and good. Obviously we don't condone any of the allegations. But moving on, I want to introduce my new segment. Heroes and Villains is not done yet, people. I want to start doing more research before I start putting stuff out there. That's all. So you guys, please
as you should have.
don't think it's over. But I have a new segment, and it's called Mr. Lover Lover.
Mr. Lover, Lover.
Mr. Lover Lover. You think say